What up, Skin? Welcome to Bar Vibes with Bryce the Fourth. You're getting out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject can save you here. The people in the noise, but that's the point. Because without the people, what is the point? You know I normally start off with, them birds. But hey, today it's USA, USA, USA. What a fantastic ending to the Olympics, because if you, a lot of people don't follow Winter Olympics. Yeah, you get luge. Yeah, you get a lot of the anything that it is involved with ice. You're gonna get it, but the main thing is hockey. And if you don't follow hockey, you know that Canada, maybe Russia, not Germany so much, but Canada, they ran the show because USA gold, men's, women's. And it's at a point where you can't argue this. It was a great outing, for the Americans in hockey. And you say that because Canada has, maybe 5 of the top 10 players, and they couldn't get it done. Hey, let's start with USA Hockey. Shout out to Jack Hughes. He sacrificed his teeth. And if you don't, I will say this: I don't follow, hockey other than the Flyers, but I know who Jack Hughes is, and they were giving him gripes about him not being able to pull out big wins, and they brought him on his team because he's one of the best, if not the best, in America, and to go into the Olympics, multiple overtime games, and say to Canada, like, hey, we're going to punch you in the mouth. And that's exactly what they did. So this is how it went. The Canadian game, or I'm sorry, I said the Canadian game. The first place game for the gold, USA scored first. And that was important because USA has a defensive dominant team where, like, their fourth line, their third line, they bring them in to make sure if you have a lead, we're going to protect it. And they did just that. And I won't deny it. After they scored that first goal, those 2 periods, the second and third period, Canada dominated. And then you get to a point where it's 5-on-3 because of a penalty, and then you get Jack Hughes sitting in the penalty box, just very worried that he may have let his country down. No, you didn't. What you did was you came in 3-on-3 overtime and won the goddamn game. Canada had 3 of the best players on the ice, with McDavid, with McKinnon, and with Celebrini, and they didn't get it done. And you can't. Canadian fans are very upset. Oh my God, I can't believe it's 3-on-3. This is not hockey. Well, you know what's crazy? When you went into, the rules and regulations of what's going to happen, you knew that you were going to have to 3-on-3 somebody, which they did, because Canada almost lost to Finland. They had to come back 2-0. So and so you came into a buzzsaw. And Jackson Hughes, people are like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't get his teeth fixed. Nah, he's got to get his teeth fixed because that shit probably hurts. Your front tooth getting knocked out, yeah, you got to do it. It was an amazing experience. And that coupled with the fact that USA Women's won gold just 3 days before. We own your sport now, and you can't say anything about it because you got 4 years to prove it. Hey, USA. Austin Matthews, he plays for the Leafs, and he has been accused for winning the big one. He won the big one. The big one is going to a tournament for countries and winning it, and he did it. Connor McDavid, on the other hand, Canadian, he's won MVP in 2 tournaments that he did not win. Ha! Ya ought to sot. And you get a lot of Canadians being like, hey, if it wasn't this, if it wasn't that. If you were the best in the league, wouldn't matter. And then on the flip side of that, so in winter sports, it's hockey, it's figure skating, the whole speed skating thing. It means nothing to me, but USA won gold in the 3 biggest games in the sport: hockey men's, hockey women, and figure skating, which makes me to talk about Alyssa Liu. And if you don't know who Alyssa Liu is, her father was a dissident, got kicked out of China, went to the U.S., and his daughter wanted to be a figure skater, Alyssa Liu. The youngest figure skater to win a world championship at 13, went to the Olympics, didn't perform as well as she wanted to, retired, came back and was like, you know what? I'm going to do this shit the way I fucking want to do it. I'm going to, wear my hair down. I'm going to color my hair. I'm going to wear my lip rings, yada, yada, yada. And went in and won 2 golds for America because that's where she grew up. That's where she was born. And she also was just talking about, the fact that I don't care about what you guys are talking to me about. I'm going to do my knee slides. I'm going to wear my hair down, and kudos to her. So, USA, USA, USA. I also have to allude to, the Eagles. Kind of quiet, but kind of not. But everybody wants to keep talking about this A.J. Brown thing. The man literally said that he doesn't want to go anywhere. And I watched his 10-minute video about mental health, especially for the Kings, especially for men. And he was very genuine because if you don't know, the man was thinking about just leaving the earth, and that's not where you need to be. There are people in your life, whether you want to believe it or not, that will save you from that. But everybody has their own problems. Everybody has their own reasons to not want to be around or hunker down. Either way, I listened to it and I appreciated it. See you, Ellen. It's a real thing. So, but the AJ Brown talks is stupid. The man literally said he didn't want to leave, and then BG was like, "Hey, if they ring my line, I'm back," because it feels like a job that needed to be fixed, or it's just undone. Again, like I said, with football, Kirk Cousins, his new GM told him March 11th, which is the start of the new league, we're going to cut you. They wasted $90 million, 2 years with Kirk Cousins. He 12 wins, no playoff performances. Michael Penix, 3 ACLs, 2 broken shoulders. But you have no choice but to do this. You gotta invest in that. And it sucks because what has he shown you to bring you success? Now, in their division, Saints, Falcons, Panthers, who are on the rise because Bryce Young last year shows you that I could be that guy. And so we'll see. We will see. But the thing was with the Liverpool thing, and I'm so happy that they won. I was watching on 2 separate TVs. So I was trying to be a chameleon. So we got Liverpool scoring in the 91st minute with USA going into overtime. So they scored. They brought back the Liverpool goal. I'm like, fuck. And then they keep playing. USA almost gets scored on. Liverpool scores at the 97th minute. Shout out to Maka, number 10. And then USA scored. It was the most stressful sports moment of 10 minutes that I've ever had. Shout out to Liverpool, and it felt weird because like, you're rooting for your non-country? No, fuck off. I'm rooting for Liverpool. I'm not rooting for for Great Britain. And as far as college basketball goes, Duke beat Michigan the other day. I think that if Michigan had shot better from 3, they'd have lost. But Cam Boozer is a monster. And now you're at a point where who is the number 1 pick? Because Darren Patterson is a bitch. If you were really focused on hooping, you wouldn't pull yourself out of a game. He's averaging 20 points a game. And then you pull yourself out of a game after half because of cramps. Get out of here. I was listening to Stephen A. talk about like how, you can't trust him. You can't. You really can't. A player pulling themselves out of the game is really weird. And to end it, I saw reports about Puerto Vallarta just getting shot up because the cartel leader got killed. And then they decided to go out and start pulling people over and beating them up and lighting cars on fire. It resonated with me because I went there, Puerto Vallarta, 3 times for vacation. I proposed to my wife there, went back there, and had a good time. And if you got to walk around in a city that you're not familiar with, got to go home. I know a lot of people who were like pissed off because they had like flights ready. That fucking sucks. But at the end of the day, USA, 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 USA. Big ups to the first day. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip.
I went over to walk my friend's dog.
It is it's time to get warm out here, but it's also time to get nice and brisk. Do not let this weather deter you from the fact that you need to be warm out here.
There were issues.
Go Birds.